True productivity is life-changing, not only because you're able to get more done, but you actually figure out what's really important to get done and learn to respect your need for recovery while bringing more meaning to your days. And because people so often complicate the idea of being productive, but the real breakthrough comes when you learn to attune with what works for you. When I find myself out of alignment or overwhelmed with the amount of work that I'm doing and not staying productive, or when I'm coaching a client to help them improve their productivity, we go through the following steps to find more flow with their schedules. The first step is to figure out where you're starting from and become more aware of your schedule first. If you don't know where you're starting from, you won't be able to figure out how to get to where you want to go. Track your time for a few days in 15 or 30-minute increments, and if it helps, you can also set an alarm off to repeatedly remind you to write this down. And once you have a good idea of your schedule, you can take the next steps to becoming more productive and better using your time. Number 2 is to understand your daily rhythms. By looking at that time journal that you kept, notice where you're most productive already or get the best work done. Some of us have a great sense of this already. Think about and ask yourself questions like whether you stayed up late into the night studying in school, or if you prefer your workouts and work to be done earlier in the day. You want to hone in on when your most productive times of the day are for you. There are particular times of the day that tend to be better for different types of work that we might have to do with our work or life schedules. But the most important point to consider is to avoid trying to work your way through your highest priority tasks when your energy dips or you have a lot of distractions. So this typically means that the first thing in the morning is when you might want to do your deep work, or save it for at night in the evening when there are less distractions like phone calls or emails from other people who are still at work. And saving your deep work or creative tasks for the end of the day can work really well if you are a night owl or somebody that tends to work better in the evenings. And the next step is to stop trying to multitask. So speaking of distractions, stop trying to multitask and you will instantly improve your productivity. We hear this repeated all the time, but how many of us are actually taking action to eliminate distractions? Being ruthless with not trying to manage several inputs or devices at the same time will allow you to level up your focus and do deep work. This is especially important for getting into flow, which we're going to talk about more in a minute. So this one has helped me out a lot. I used to plan my day first thing in the morning, but over time, all of the planning for the day and checking my calendar and lists of things to do became a significant chunk of time itself and wasn't very productive during that creative bout of energy that I tend to get first thing in the morning. So now I look at my tasks and goals for the week, the night ahead, and plan out the time blocks that will be easiest for me to stick to for my top priorities for the day. And planning your work for the day is also a great way to create a done for the day time in which you shut down your work computer, sign off, and start to recharge. This is a crucial part of that understanding your daily rhythm step. You don't want your mind to be racing with thoughts about work when you're trying to rest and unwind at the end of the day. So get all of those thoughts out of your head and onto paper or in your calendar to set yourself up for success for the next day. And then the next step for improving your productivity is to get into flow. We have to get past that struggle phase of the flow cycle to actually drop into flow. And this can take some time, so if you really want to supercharge your productivity, don't cut your deep work sessions short. That's where planning ahead and focusing your effort becomes so valuable. Some of the key elements to unlocking the superpower that is the flow state is to have clear goals, which are accomplished by planning your work ahead, which we've already done, and then allowing action and awareness to merge, meaning being in an intense state of focus, which is gained by eliminating distractions and multitasking. As you practice this more, your ability to spend time in flow will develop and increase. When you're in flow, your work performance will soar with the quality of output going through the roof. It's also an amazing feeling to spend time in this state, and your sense of satisfaction and fulfillment with work will also be heightened. And who doesn't want that? So now you've got some work to do on increasing your practices for productivity, and so the only thing left to do is actually take action. And if you want to learn more about spending time in flow daily and why it's so important to living a meaningful life, watch this video here. And until the next video, find your flow.